Hello and welcome to Danielle's desk. So we are doing something a little bit different here today. So I decided to do a Q&A. I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I posted a Q&A box over on Instagram. And so a lot of you sent over your questions. So thank you so much for those that did that. I believe I had over 55 questions total. And of course, we're not going to go over all 55, but I did pull out several were duplicates. A lot were duplicates. So it really truly wasn't over 55, but I was so surprised at a lot of them. So I guess y'all wanted to know more about me, which I am pretty much an open book. And if you don't follow me over on Instagram, you should. I'm very active on stories, and so I kind of bring you along sometimes throughout my day. We'll discuss different things. We just have a lot of fun. So I will have all of that linked below. So I have my tablet here with all of the questions. I think we're going to go over maybe a little over 20. I don't want this video to be super duper long. And I may even do a part 2 at some point if you are interested in that. So let's get started. So the first question, and this is not in any type of order or anything like that. Literally, I just did screenshots and then saved them like on my phone and everything and just went through them and just started writing them down. So the first one is, how do you store your stickers and washi collection? So I've gotten this before on Instagram, and so I'm going to kind of turn the camera around just a little bit so you can see what I have going on here. So here is my washi storage that I have. I get these from Michael's. They're not expensive, and a lot of times they will run them on sale, and usually when they run them on sale is when I usually pick them up because I'm always buying washi. And so I felt like that this was the best system for me. I've seen other people have like the Alex drawers and things like that, like from IKEA. My space is very limited in my office here, and this just seems to work the best for me. So my recommendation is to go to Michael's. It is the Recollections collection. This is the acrylic washi drawers, and like I said, you can definitely catch them on sale. And so as far as my stickers are concerned, I have different sticker albums, and it just kind of depends on the shop, or I guess the type of stickers that they are. So I love sticker albums. They just seem to work for me. I've seen people do just container type storage systems or filing. That probably would be a better option for me, but the reason why I like sticker albums is that I can take them throughout the house versus like a large sticker box thing, or filing system. It may be a little hard. That's something that I could keep here but not carry around the house, and I don't always do my planning here at the desk. So this is an old one from, I believe it's from Creating & Co. And so I keep all of my stickers by Rhonda in these two. This is from Simply Gilded. We got this in a sub box, and so for these, I like this. It just works for me. And so I just keep like all of my stickers by Rhonda. If it's book related, all of them go in here, and I have tons of these. I bought several of these, and I actually have another one that's not in this hard kind of cover, but anything that is book related goes in here, and I love it. And so like I said, this just works for me. I also have several little ones. These we got in Simply Gilded sub boxes, and I keep my smaller type stickers in here, maybe my foiled. I have a lot of scripts. Some of this I don't even use. It's just when I was doing my planning at that time, this is what I collected and things like that. So I hope that answers your question about storage. But I prefer the albums, but like I said, I've seen people use the filing type storage system. That just doesn't work for me. Number 2 is, have you done a study specifically of women in the Bible? I have not. I would like to. That would be interesting, of course, but I have not personally done any type of of studies of women, and I'm thinking, and I was trying to remember when I was, if I look above, that means that I'm looking at my books. So I have books, I have shelving that go all the way around. But I thought that I had a book at one time that just gave a list or descriptions of women that were in the Bible. And I don't know if I had it and then it went down in the flood. I'm not really sure, but I would love to eventually, do that. But no, I have not done it. What is your favorite book of all times? And so it is right up here, and I'm actually going to grab it really, really quick. And so this, I know that this is probably not it, but I love this book, and this has been in one of my top 3 of all time. So we're going to say that it is. It is the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So I love the game Clue. No one really knows that about me, I don't think, except probably the people in my house, because we, like all my kids, we play Clue. Like, it's a thing. Like, we play it on our phones and we enjoy it. So I love mystery stories, and I love like whodunit type things, and that's kind of what this is. And so there's this gentleman that was sent, I believe, if I remember, I think he was like a detective or something. So he was sent to this place to find out who killed Evelyn Hardcastle. So in order to find out, he had to jump into the bodies of different people that were there. And it was so weird because he would wake up and then he would be like out of breath and can't breathe, and he would be this person and that, but he had to go through all of those people in order to know, and it's 7.5 times, to see how she died through their eyes, and it is great. It some people feel like it's kind of hard to follow, but I didn't. I actually had the physical and the audiobook, so I've replayed it a couple of times. I've actually read this twice. I would love to read it a 3rd time this year. I don't know if I'll get a chance to, but I would say this one. It is the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So, how would you describe your fashion style? So I got a lot of fashion questions, and thank you for either thinking that I have some type of fashion or whatever. I don't by all means think that I am like this fashion guru or anything like that, but, so I don't really know how to describe it because I don't know the terms that are really used for fashion. To be honest with you, it kind of evolved, especially when I lost the weight, because when I was 240 pounds, I wore leggings and long shirts to cover like everything. And so that was my fashion style then. When I lost weight, it was kind of like, okay, you've lost the weight, you don't need to wear it. Well, leggings are still in the picture, but I think it's more of preppy, trendy is what I would, think it would be. I love, like, for work, basic tops, button down, very similar to these. If you follow me on Instagram stories, you typically see me like in a button down. Like if you see me, like a button down. Slacks, usually skinny. I like the slim fit. I think they fit me a lot better. Mules are my absolute favorite. So I would say like just a preppy type of trendy. My kids say that I look more like them or dress more like them than I do someone that's my age. So I take that as a compliment. I don't know. But I hope that answers your question, but that's how I see it, but it's kind of evolved, and I had to build up my wardrobe, and that took a minute, and then figure out what style that I wanted to go with, because I just had that, just straight one style. So anyway, I hope that answers. I don't even know if that's the right terms, but that's what I would say. We don't hear much about your hubby. Tell us a little bit about him. So I do mention him from time to time, at least I do. I mean, so we have been married for 20 years. I have known him since I was in the 11th grade. He is 3 years older than I am. Is it 3? Yes, I think it's 3. Yes, he's 3 years older than I am. And so, he's all I've known, if that makes sense. He is here. I mean, I don't know much to say about him. He is also in management as well. Does he have any hobbies or anything? No, other than playing the video game. That's all he does, is play the video game. but he is the love of my life. I can't see myself without him in my life. It's just, we're moving into a new phase of our marriage where kids are grown and, moving out, and we have a grandson, and, so it's like we have a lot of time on our hands. And so we've always raised children for all of our marriage. So it's just crazy that, we're moving, and God has allowed us time to spend more time together, and we're enjoying it. We took a trip last year, and we're hoping to take another trip this year. So I don't know what else to say about him other than he does exist. He is just not into the same interests that I am. So if that makes sense. Okay. I bet you were a goody two shoes in school. I bust out laughing when I saw this. Tell me I'm wrong. So I don't think I know this person, so I don't think that they meant it in that type of way. I would say yes. So when I was in school, I was, smart, in the honors classes, did what I was supposed to do. I was very obedient in school. I was in a lot of clubs and all that. Was I popular? No, I don't think that I was. I didn't run with the popular group. So I didn't run with like the cheerleaders or anything like that. I didn't do that. I was a cheerleader in freshman year, but not the rest of it. I was in band. I played tennis. I was more into academics than I were, like being in cheer and things like that. But I just did what I was supposed to do in school, if that makes sense. And I made it as easy as possible for my mother. So yeah, I guess I would say that I was a goody two shoes. I guess I hate that word, but it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. So why do you have so many book planners? I've actually gotten this question before. So, someone also asked me what, do you use them for different reasons or different purposes or anything like that? No, they all do the exact same thing. So I have an Always Fully Booked by Little Inkling Design. I have a Well Read by Lightning & Co. Planners. And then I have a book journal by Creating & Co. They are all duplicates. And the reason why I have so many is because they make me happy. I think I've said this before, that it is not about the PR. I PR for all three of these companies. I love books and I love planners. And when you merge the two, it's music to my ears. And so it makes me happy out of all of my planners to sit down and work in my book planners. So that is the reason I have so many book planners. If you could only use one planner in your collection, what would it be? So that was a very hard question. I use quite a bit of book planners, and having to choose, one, because they all have different purposes, is really, really hard. But I think there's only one that I literally could take all of the planners that I have and combine them into that. And that is my half letter that sits right up here. This is where she's housed. Yes, she's extra pink. If you follow me on Instagram, I've shown her before. She has a 3-inch ring, so she is super thick. But this is my life. Like, seriously, no joke. I had surgery a couple of years ago, and I told my husband, if I don't make it through the surgery, grab this, because this is like everything you need to know. I mean, seriously, and so this is a minimal planner, but ideally I could add inserts for a book planner in there. Actually, I do have inserts, but it's for an A5 for a book planner. I could add that in here. I could add faith inserts in here. Like, I could make it in what I want and not have all the other planners. So if I had to choose just one, it would be my half letter. If you're interested in a setup or anything how I did that, it's in my videos. You just hunt for it. But this is my new planner for 2022. I was in an A5 last year, or for several years, and I really am enjoying. I'm at planner piece with this half letter, so I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am at planner piece. All right, so how do you decide your planner budget? You mentioned fund money. So I've actually gotten a couple of requests, which I have not gotten to, and it was actually supposed to be up in January, and it's probably not going to be up till March at this point. for me to do a budget video. And so, yes, I've mentioned fund money. So, of course, I have a paycheck, I have income on my own. And so, after I tithe and after I pay my bills and all of that, I have a remaining money that is allocated to my savings account, which I do that twice a month. And so I do allocate after the savings a small portion to go to a fund, which is in an actual different account. It is not in my checking account. It is not in my savings account. It is in a separate account that I have created at my bank. And so it is transferred over to that account, and that is done on a monthly basis. Now, at one point last year, I did do it on a quarterly basis, and I changed it up to a monthly basis. It's better for me to manage that way when it's done on a monthly versus quarterly, where I only have this amount of money to spend in 3 months. And that just wasn't working for me, especially when the Happy Planner was pushing out stuff that I was just like, ugh, you know. So I do it on a monthly basis, and it started out small when I started my Fund Money account. Small, meeting that I allocated $50 a month, and that's what I stuck to for like a year. And I was very disciplined with that, and then it grew, and then some months I wasn't spending anything at all. And so I love when that happens, because then it keeps building and it keeps building. And that's a good thing, because then when things come out, multiple things that come out that I want, then I'm able to spend that. So if you are thinking about starting like a fund, I call it fund money. I don't know what you want, a hobby account or hobby savings. I don't know what you want to call it. Start out small. You do not have to put $100 in it. If you don't have $100 to give, then you don't do that. Start out small. I don't care if it's $25, and then you're just going to have to be really careful on what you spend for that month. And then if it's something that you want to save for, like, you know, if you're a huge Happy Planner person and you know that they come out with their spring release, fall release, winter release, all these releases, and you want to save, then that's what you do. I'm in a little bit of a pickle, to be honest with you, because spring release has come out and I want everything. I mean, I'm going to be doing a Instagram stories on that, on things that I want, but I'm like in a pickle because I'm going to have to wait. And that's what you do. You get, when that happens, you get what you think that you want at that time. I'm not going to use the word need, because we don't need any of it, but you get what you want at that time. And then you wait for everything else to go in stores where you're able to use a coupon. So that's the best way. That's my advice. Hope that answers your question. What does your family feel about your hobbies? So they feel like I'm lost my mind, especially when it first started, because I've been planning since high school. I've always had a planner, but not to like the extent that I have now. But they feel like it is ridiculous. They do, especially my husband. Like, yeah, he thinks it's ridiculous. He understands that it makes me happy. Like, everyone in this household understands that planning makes me happy, and whatever makes mama happy, go right along with it. So they really don't have any, they're used to it at this point. Reading was actually more of, not a struggle, but my husband really couldn't wrap his head around, like, when we got together, like, why do you have a book? Like, he's so with you, like, you know. But then he again understands that that is just me, and that's the way it is. We've been together for so long, so they've gotten used to it. But at the beginning, it was like, seriously, you know, it was like that type of thing. So this person had 2 questions. Do you like being in healthcare and or a manager, and why? So healthcare, yes. I've always known that I wanted to, well, let me not say that. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a nurse. At that point, everybody in my school wanted to be a nurse. If you were a girl, you wanted to be a nurse. Okay. And then my life moved in a different direction when I was in college, and I got pregnant at 19 with my first daughter. So I had to drop out of college, and then I got married, and then I went back to college, you know, while I had kids, or while I had her, you know. Actually, yeah, I had my second one. So that was a big struggle. So to be honest with you, I went into accounting. I'm great at math. Like, math is my thing, but The whole point of me getting that degree was to be at home and do bookkeeping because I wanted to be at home with my kids. So that was the whole point. And then I started in healthcare years ago, like very young, doing different things within the hospital. Well, then I just started growing and starting elevating. And so, to be honest with you, I don't even use my accounting degree now. I don't. So that happened. So the second piece is that, do I enjoy being a manager? I do. I know that is my calling. I know that I am called to leadership. And so I don't know what to do other than to manage. I mean, if you put me in a hole in the wall, I'm going to manage to do something. I don't know what that is. So yes, that is my calling. The second part of that question, or the second question, is, do your coworkers know about your hobbies? No, they do not. I slipped up and said something to one person that I was meeting with, and she uses an Erin Condren, and she saw one of my planners, and she's like, I use an Erin Condren. And I was like, when you find a planner, girl, it's like you want to talk about it. Well, I slipped up and said, oh, I have a channel, and she found me on Instagram. I had to end up blocking her. I felt so bad, but it's not that. I try to keep it separate to a certain, degree. Like, they know about, like, they know I have a husband, they have kids, and stuff like that. But this is the part that brings me peace. And so I don't want to go to work and you discussing with me about my YouTube or about Instagram. Like, I want to keep that separate. That's work. This is my hobby. This is what makes me happy. Not that work doesn't bring me happiness, but it's just that I would rather keep it separate. So no, they do not know. If they do, and I do like monitor, like, my friend, like, I monitor stuff. So I know who's there and who's not there and whatever, unless they're using like a dummy account and I don't know, like, I'm monitoring. How do I get back into reading? Any tips? So, if you are a reader before and you just can't seem to get your, back into it, something is always taking precedence over it, I would suggest that you start out with audiobooks. So if sitting down and reading is the problem, then listening might be a better solution for you. And that doesn't mean that you have to go and subscribe to Audible at $15.99 a month. You can start with Libby, which is through your library. It's free. They have audiobooks that are on there. You can set your speed on how quickly you want the read to go. And I think that's the best way to get back into reading. And so, yeah, if you're doing that and you're having trying to find time to read, audiobooks is the way to go, because you can do it in the car, you can do it while you're cleaning. You don't have to physically sit and hold a book. So hope that helps you. Thank you for being transparent. Well, thank you. I hope that I am. What advice can you give a single mom? So I included this one because I love this, because I was a single mom at one time in my life. And so, my advice to you is to don't be so hard on yourself. I was so worried about being the best mom and feeling incompetent and feeling like that I wasn't able to give my daughter everything that she needed. And I thought it was more about material things. It wasn't. It was more about the time and attention and love that I gave her. And I was blessed to have a wonderful support system. Granted, my husband was in the picture. He wasn't my husband at the time. My parents were in the picture, but not everyone have that. And so if you're able to surround yourself with good supportive people, then do that. If you only have that one friend that's there for you, be thankful for that. But know that you are doing an amazing job and that you're going to mess up and you're going to think that I can't do this, but you can, because you have a little person that's relying on you. So you're doing great. All right, so the next one is, I assume you like high-end fashion. Yeah, because you have briefly mentioned it a time or two. What is your favorite brand? So you are correct. So you must be someone that listens to my stories quite often. So there's been times where I have shown things and I may have mentioned that I've gotten something that may have been high end and I didn't want to share, because I don't like to flaunt things. I'm not that type of person. That's not in my makeup. And so I choose not to show anything that may be expensive or something like that, only because, like I said, I am not one to flaunt things. There are things that I do enjoy to purchase if I am able to. And so, like I said, if I am able to, I am. My favorite brand is Louis Vuitton. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. So I have a few more. I promise it's not going to be too long. So how did you learn to do makeup? So I am not a makeup artist or anything like that. I do enjoy makeup. Actually, I love makeup. I went through a phase, which is not really a phase. It's still there. I just don't wear makeup often, but I went through a phase where I bought all the makeup in the world. Like, we buy all the planner stuff. Like, I bought all the makeup in the world. So, and I still have a lot of it. It's just COVID happened and I wear masks all the time. And I'm like, what the point is? And usually on Sundays is the only time I wear makeup. So, through YouTube, and I found, a lot of videos that had, that people were doing makeup and everything. And so that's how I learned, literally off YouTube. If you want to learn something and you want to learn to do something, there's a YouTube channel. I can guarantee you for it. So yeah, that's how I learned how to do makeup. I'm not up to date on a lot of things because I don't wear it as often as I would like to. So I don't know, like, everything that's out there. Before, I could tell you everything that was hitting the market, everything. I can't tell you anymore, Are you hoping to be a mega influencer? So this shocked me. Actually, I had two people that kind of said the same question, but no, I'm not striving for that. I get on Instagram and have a YouTube channel because I like watching it, and I hope that people enjoy, watching my content. So no, I'm on Instagram and I post photos and stuff like that because I like to see pretty photos and stuff, like, I'm doing what other people are doing. I'm not trying to be a mega influencer or anything like that. I'm always thankful for followers and, all those people, just like I follow other people, but that is not the end goal. That's not I'm doing this as a hobby. And, companies reach out to me. That is a true statement. They do. And I have declined a lot. I'm going to be honest. I have declined a lot. Are these big name companies? No, they're not at all. I don't have any big name companies contacting me, but I do have companies contacting me through my professional email and through Instagram, and I just don't have the time to do it. I just don't. I do PR for several companies that I use, because I use their products, but other companies, I don't have the time. I work a full-time job. I have other things going on in my life. Like, I just can't. So no, that is not the end game. I have been thinking about applying to a PR team. So this goes along with that. Do you have any advice for me? So, when I decided, and I can't even remember what my first PR company was, but when I decided to do that, I was scared to death. Like, I had no idea what the expectation was. And then when we had our first meeting, I was like, they're not even paying me. Like, this is crazy. Like, like, this is a full-time job. And, I kind of regretted it at some point. I was like, what did I, but I'm committed. Like, I do that. And then I got used to it. And I think that was it. Before, I just didn't know what to expect. And I didn't know this was the thing. And then once I started to do it and realized that this is what you're supposed to do, like, and then it just kind of is second nature. Like, me posting about companies and all that, it's second nature to me now. Like, it's like nothing for me to post something. Like, that's nothing. Or for me to get on Instagram and show a haul and talk about the company and all that. Like, it's second nature for me, especially if it's something I use. And everything I use, like, it's not something that I'm just promoting and I'm not using, or I'm using every blue moon. Like, I'm using this product. So it makes it like super duper easy. So my advice to you is to first do your research on, don't just, choose a company because they have an application out there. You have to make sure that their stickers and everything match up with you. Is it a part of your aesthetic? do you like them? I mean, it's just as simple as, do you like what they're producing? And then are you going to be committed to whatever the rules and guidelines are? Or, you know, are you going to be committed to posting 2 or 3 times a week? Are you going to be committed to buying the product? So in order for you to promote, you have to buy. Companies just not going to send you stuff for free. They may give you a discount. They may give you an allowed it credit. Those are things that I get. But rarely they give you something for free unless they've sent you something. I've had companies send me things to promote. So it's a lot of work, especially if you are an affiliate. I'm affiliate for several people, so which means that I get a commission if you buy. So it's a lot of work and commitment on your part. So make sure you do your research with the company, and then make sure that you do an accountability check on yourself to make sure that this is what I can do and what I can be committed to. What is your favorite pen to use when you write? So it's right here. It's a tool pen. I have mentioned this before. This is how it looks. And so I get a pack of these off Amazon. Actually, I need to order some more. They make some in black, and then I saw they make some with some fun colors, which I really want for the spring. So I really do need to put in an Amazon order. But I love these. These are gold. This is a 0.5 tip, which I like. No, this is a 0.7 tip, which I like. 0.5, I like. It just depends. Like on my, these right here on the Pilot G2s, these are a 0.5. I have some 0.7s. I don't like the 0.5s on the G2. But this is my favorite. This is my second favorite pens. So I think that you've mentioned that you use a work planner. Can you show us? So yes, I do have a work notebook. It is not a planner. I actually pulled both of them for you. So they were in my work bag, but this is a work notebook. It is not a full planner. So I don't show it because of course I have sensitive information on here, but I do have like my work goals. I mean, it's extensive, but I call it a notebook. The reason being is because it just has like lines and check boxes. This is what works best for me at my job versus a planner. I like a list at my job where I can check off the list. So if you wanted to see a setup, if you look in my videos, I do have a setup of my work notebook. This I love. This I bought this off of another planner friend. This cover, I believe this comes from Staples, I believe, or Office Depot, one of those. But I love it. The discs are from Jane's Agenda. All of the inserts inside are from Jane's Agenda. So if you haven't heard me talk about Jane's Agenda, like, I love Jane's Agenda. I also have an Erin Condren. This is just a monthly. It just has the month in there in the large, like, boxes. And I love these because this is what I use for schedules. So I said that I was a manager, and I use these for schedules. Like if someone's taking time off, who's going to work, that type of thing. This is what I use. These are the two that I carry to work with me. Again, I have a video if you want to see that. Do you count audiobooks in your reading count each month? I do. They do count. Don't let anyone tell you that they do not count. I don't care if you listen to a book, if someone's reading a book like in front of you, like we used to do with the little kids, or you're reading it on your own. It counts, okay? Some book planners you can convert your words to like the hours to actually a count. I don't do all that. I don't go to that extent. I just count it as a book like read. But some planners will do that, especially in your monthly stats. But yes, it counts. And then the last question I have, name a few of your favorite YouTubers. So I actually love this one. So I'm going to slide like this over because I have like a ton that I watch. And so for planner, so if you are a happy planner person, I'm going to list a few. I'm not going to have them down in the description because it would be too much. But Happy to Plan, Desiree, is my favorite. She posts every single day. I don't even know how she do it. She has a full-time job, and then she just launched a Patreon. I mean, like, she's doing like all the things. I'm so happy and proud of her. She was on the squad 2 years ago. And so I love her. She's very relatable. She's down to earth. I mean, I really do like her. Like, I look forward to her videos. Plan on it. I don't remember her name, but she has such beautiful spreads. Like, she's so creative. Like, she's just creative. Like, when she puts things on paper, it's amazing and it's beautiful. She is someone that uses her Cricut machine a lot. So if you are looking to kind of make your own stickers and then incorporate them in your planner, she's your girl. Aya Plans. It's AYA. I love her. She's young. She's in school. She also does beautiful planners. She is on the Happy Planner Squad. I don't follow a lot of them on the Happy Planner Squad. I don't subscribe to D Planner Babe, but we are friends on Facebook, and we also used to PR together. But she's another person that you can look at, especially like for mini happy planners and stuff like that. She does that too. Scrappy Wife. I love Scrappy Wife. So Scrappy Wife has this amazing craft room. Like, she's just done a tour, I think a couple of weeks ago, but she does some faith scrapbooking. So if you're interested in faith scrapbooking, she's your girl. And then lastly, as far as like happy planner stuff, is Caitlin with Creating in Chaos. I used to PR with her. She is a sweetheart, very down to earth. She does a lot of shopping vlogs. So I think every week she is going out in her town of Portland, and showing you what she had, what they have out or anything like that. And then she probably has the best budget planning that I've seen. She is very transparent. She shows you everything. But I do like, especially her last one, I loved it quite a bit. I even mentioned her on Instagram stories. So is gardening. If you're looking to get into gardening or anything, Ashley, her name is Ashley Honeywood. I love her so much. We actually went in on a Be Happy box last year. She has the best gardening YouTube channel. So by far, she will take you out in the garden right now. She just purchased her seeds, and she's starting to, plant them. Like, it's great. Like, she's starting to get her spring garden up and going. As far as minimal planning, I like Julie's plans, or Julia's plans. I don't know if I think it's Julie. She does decorative too, but I do like her minimal setups, and she is super funny. If you are not following her on Instagram, her reels are hilarious. She is also very down to earth. I love her. Books, Gabby reads with Gabby. Love her. She is also a huge mystery horror. That's why I love her a lot. Alexandra Roseland. Oh goodness. She is like I don't know, a fairy or Tinkerbell in real life. Like, that is her true personality. Like, she is so bubbly and so inviting, and her graphics on her channel are amazing. She loves YA. So if you are a huge YA person, she's for you. I am not a YA person, but I just love to watch her. So Olivia Reads a Latte. She is pretty famous. Everyone knows her. I love her a lot as well. And then my favorite out of all of them is Books and Lala. We have the almost exact same reading style. We love the exact same authors. I look forward to her videos. So if you're looking for someone that's both books and planners, I have 3 people for you. Darshell with Books and Planners. I mentioned her on Instagram. She's B&P. We have a book club she has a book club that I'm a part of. I've mentioned her. She's in my bio over on Instagram. So she combines books and planners together. She PRs for a Sweet Kawaii Design. Taylor Metcalf, I've done a couple of collabs with her. I love her. She's into romance novels, and she also does planning as well. And then the Planner Files. She is one of my favorite. She has the most beautiful aesthetic on Instagram. She is also a PR person for a Sweet Kawaii Design as well. And then if you need some makeup and fashion, I just have 2 people. I used to follow a bunch of people for makeup on YouTube. I don't anymore. Juicy Jazz is my favorite. It's Juicy JAS. She is my favorite. She is down to earth. And she also, if you follow her vlogs, she does a lot of like healthy eating. Like her and her husband are vegan. So have been following her since I started wearing makeup, like really into makeup. So I love her. And then for fashion, it's Kate Davis. It's Kate with a K, Kait. She is from my hometown, and her husband is a professional bull rider. Well, they live in Dallas. They got all this money, you know, all that good stuff. But I follow her on Instagram religiously because a lot of my fashion ideas I get from her. The more conservative ones, like she's out there, like, and then she's also lifts weights and stuff, so like her body is like, she's a knockout. But I love her style in some ways. But you know, and then she does makeup, she does like all the things that are girly. She started a YouTube channel a couple of months ago, so she's been posting on there periodically, but you can really find her on Instagram. So oh, and I have one more. Decorative planning. Rachel with Gathered Plants. She is my absolute favorite. She is fun. Yeah, she does some amazing, beautiful spreads. So that is all the questions that I'm going to share with you. If y'all are interested in having a part 2, that would mean I probably would have, you know, 20 more questions more. I would be happy to do a part 2 if you like this. If you would like more sit down videos like this, leave a comment down below and let me know. I am definitely open to that, to turning the camera, you know, downward to, you know, right here. But thank you so much for joining me here at Danielle's Desk. If you enjoyed this video today, this Q&A, give the video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you're not following me over on Instagram, please do so. All that information is linked below. And I will talk to you later.